I met up with the legendary Alex Hormozi for advice on building my trading education business. What I didn't expect was that his business advice aligned with becoming an elite trader. So here are my 4 biggest takeaways from Alex Hormozi and how you can apply them to your own trading. Lesson 1, you need to be all in to become exceptional. One of the first things Hormozi pressed me on was focus. Nowadays, I'm pulled in a dozen different directions, from following the markets, mentoring traders, creating content, and running a nonprofit. My schedule is always slammed with a bunch of commitments. Alex called me out on that and asked me how I managed to become one of the best traders in the world with over $100 million in verified profits. I told him the truth, that I did so by obsessively working. I sacrificed my health, my social life, and poured my heart and soul into becoming the best trader I could be. I reviewed and studied charts nearly every Sunday for almost a decade. I was relentlessly focused on becoming world class, and I minimized everything else. It isn't that I had any special talent, it was that I was all in, 110% committed. Even still, it took me over 2 years to become profitable, and I barely made it without quitting. Don't believe me? I share the full story here. In response, Alex asked me how good I would have become if I fragmented my attention and pulled myself in as many directions as I pull myself in now. And I said, without hesitation, I would not have even made it. Alex was not surprised. A saying I always think about is this: you can be exceptional at 1 skill, you can be great at 2 skills, or you can be good at 3. Any more than that, you are mediocre at everything. So be intentional about how thin you spread yourself, because extreme success at hard endeavors takes extreme action. Hormozi told me I have the potential to become the best content creator in the trading space, but not if I don't attack this with the same level of obsession and same level of commitment. Heard, Hormozi, heard. That's why after 15 years of grinding and trading my health for wealth, I've stopped trading full-time and I'm working on becoming a world-class mentor to you all, to help you stack the odds in your favor while you are in the trenches for me. Most people lose money trading, and more than ever, it's insanely easy to fragment your time and attention. The best part of Hormozi walks the talk. He does not check email like a normal person. He is not scrolling on social media. He is not wasting brain power on trivial decisions, like what to eat each day. He structures his environment so his focus is protected. Every part of his daily routine is dialed in to allow him to achieve what he achieves, while then in his off hours allowing him to totally unwind. Now, to bring this back to trading, what percent of your hours, effort, and focus are you putting into this job? 10%? 30%? Maybe 50%? Many traders expect pro-level outcomes with hobby-level intensity, and that does not work in performance careers. You cannot become an elite athlete with 30% commitment. You cannot become a pro golfer by going to the range once a week and golfing a few times per month. Trading is no different. Trading is a performance profession. If you're pursuing trading part-time, fine, but this is key. You need to be a total professional inside the hours you do have. That means you make it up somewhere in your preparation, review, simulating your trading, journaling, deliberate practice, and also you need to ease off your timeline expectations. Now, how can you apply this lesson to trading? First, make sure you block off time for the deep work that matters most. That includes chart write-ups, back testing, and other review work. You want to also cut out any major distractions that are stealing your cognition. The constant notifications, social media, random news headlines, unstructured scrolling, whatever it is. This seems obvious, but I'm willing to bet most of you aren't doing this. And lastly, you need to be honest with yourself. You can only be exceptional at one thing at a time. What do you choose that one thing to be? As the saying goes, there's no such thing as having multiple priorities. There's only one priority that goes above all else. Moving on to lesson 2, you always want to find the number 1 constraint. Hormozi is relentless about constraint identification. He defines the number 1 constraint as the portion of your business or trading that will generate the highest return for the amount of effort put in. What I found so amazing about this mindset is that this is exactly how I run my mentorship sessions with traders. I am always asking them, what single change, if successfully made, would double or triple your annual P&L? Because if you can answer that, you finally have a North Star to focus on. Hormozi forces deep thinking and a singular focus. It's like that old parable. List your top 10 priorities, then circle the top 1 and cross out the rest. Not because the rest don't matter, but because you can't attack 10 things with intensity. It isn't that the other ones aren't important. They are. and you will get to them, but only one at a time and after you solve the current top constraint first. So often in conversation with Hormozi and his team, without realizing it, you'll drift away from focusing on your number one constraint. They are so used to be dialed in that they immediately catch you and call you out on it. Is that actually the constraint right now? If you solve this, will it actually materially improve the business? Now translate that to trading. Trading has literally infinite work you could be doing. Studying charts, reading about catalysts, backtesting, optimizing your technology, watching videos of your trading, building scanners, tweaking indicators. It never ends. And most traders get buried doing work that feels important but is not effective. They do the comfortable work. They avoid the uncomfortable constraint. And I've seen this pan out thousands of times. I always tell the story of a Trillium trainee I knew who would go into the office on weekends and grind for hours. That sounds impressive. The issue is he was spending those hours reading equity research reports and prepping catalysts, while avoiding the real issue for his trading. He couldn't size properly. He had a fear-based relationship with risk, and it showed up in every decision of his. Until that constraint gets fixed, nothing else mattered for him. Now let's apply this lesson to your trading. Ask yourself these questions and be brutally honest. If you could fix only one thing this month, what would most improve your P&L? Is your constraint strategy, execution, risk, psychology, or process? What are you avoiding because the work is uncomfortable? Then pick that one constraint and commit to it like it's life or death. On to lesson 3, use data. Do not build your career on vibes. Hormozi absolutely hates it when you don't defer to the data. Whenever I was unsure what path to pursue, he'd come back to the same thing. What does the data say? Not what do you feel like, what seems right, what does the data say? The numbers, or at least the best estimates of them. Now look at this through trading. Most traders are not data driven. They don't know what playbooks are making them the most and the least money. They don't know the stats of each of their trades. They don't know the analytics for each of their months. They remember the one time they get chopped up and assume the setup doesn't work. They remember one big winner and assume they found the holy grail. They let recency bias build their strategy. But trading, at its essence, is a math game, and we always want to be pushing ourselves towards making the most optimal data-driven decisions. Your job is to answer questions with evidence. What is the expectancy of each of your setups? What's the distribution of the trade outcomes? Under what conditions do your strategies perform best? And are you profitable because of a repeatable edge or because of a couple outlier trades? This is why journaling matters and tracking your data matters so much. When trying to find what constraint will offer the most upside to your trading, you need to utilize data to justify that decision. Another key aspect is factoring in how many hours will this constraint take to solve. How likely are you to solve it, and how much could it reasonably make you if you do solve it? This extra work is what helps us build our trading playbooks. And if you don't know what that is, make sure to watch this video. So, how to apply this lesson to your trading? Start by doing this. Write down all the areas of improvement and potential projects you're working on. Estimate how long they'll take, how likely they are to succeed, and what impact they're likely to have to your bottom line. The winner of that analysis becomes your top constraint. That doesn't mean you forget about all the rest forever, just right now until you solve that top priority. On to lesson 4, probably the most important and most Hormozi of them all. Apply superhuman volume to the constraint. This is the one that separates the wannabe traders from the absolute killers. Hormozi is great at making you question your assumptions about effort. If you're testing ads, why can't you do 100x more of them? If you're making sales calls, how can you do 100 times more than your competition? I told him I was making YouTube videos and finding success with them. His immediate response was to ask, why can't I double or triple my output of them? While I think you all might appreciate that, I'm not sure my social life would. But I get the point he's making. If something is working, how can you apply as much volume as possible? Questioning what you otherwise might have assumed. You say you're developing a strategy. Okay, how many reps did you actually do? How many years did you go back looking for similar setups? How much back testing did you analyze? Say you wrote up charts this week. Great. How many of them? 3? 5? Why couldn't you do 50 chart write-ups? How fucking good would you get if you did 50 detailed chart write-ups per week? Seriously, that's only about 7 write-ups per day. You could probably do that with 3 focused hours every day. It wouldn't be easy. It would not be fun. Your brain would be absolute mush by bedtime.
I can't do it. I can't do it, Squidward.
But how insanely fast would you progress by doing so, even if just a commitment you made for 1 year? Sometimes, even if just for a focused season, aim specifically at your number one constraint, superhuman volume breaks, plateaus. And here's the deeper point. Most traders are not limited by intelligence. They're limited by reps. They have not seen enough. They have not reviewed enough. They have not practiced enough with feedback loops. They're trying to think their way into skill instead of drilling their way through practice into skill. Imagine being a new trader and trying to compete with me. I have 15 years of experience. I probably have over 30,000 hours of screen time. I've seen bear markets, bull markets, and everything in between. If you're new, you think you can compete with me? There's no way.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
So you better get those reps because this is what you're up against. And if you already have a good strategy, the question becomes, how do you find 10 times or 100 times more opportunities to execute it in? Maybe you find the same pattern in more products, like options or futures. Maybe you find it on different time frames. Maybe you add a scanner and technology to help you find more of these. Maybe you specialize in a narrow market regime and you become dominant there. I would apply this lesson to your trading by creating a constraint sprint for 30 days. One goal, one metric, and one behavior change that you do with superhuman volume. If your constraint is to improve your trade entries, do 50 replay reps each day of your own trading, focusing only on entry triggers. If your constraint is sizing, build a rule set and execute it for a full month with 0 exceptions, while also getting 100 practice reps each day where you test yourself for proper sizing. Superhuman volume often leads to superhuman results, especially if it's applied to your top constraint. There is no shortcut to shoot like Steph Curry or to execute like an elite trader. Now let's bring it all together. Here's what learning from Hormozi really taught me. Be all in. Protect your focus like it's your edge. Find that top constraint. Stop doing the work that avoids the real problem. Use data. Trading is a business and you want to allocate your time to where it's worth the most money. And finally, apply superhuman volume. Reps create skill and skill creates results. If you apply these lessons the way top performers do, not for a day, not for a week, but as a way of life, your trading will look so different for the better. Not because you found some magic indicator, because you finally started operating like a professional that is all in on this job. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.